Anyway, all right.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of the son of Frankenstein.
This one is probably just as bad as his father. Good morning, son.
Well, hello.
My son, you have inherited the fortune of the Frankensteins. I trust you will not inherit their fate.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than your father. What are you going to do about it? There's a monster afoot and you know it.
Well, we've warned you.
You have been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Tom Lang, resplendent in my Chaska's own Edward Van Sloan hoodie. The only one we've ever sold of that design.
Where did you get that?
I got that at Redbubble, frankenminute.redbubble.com.
.redbubble.com.
Whatever.
Well, not whatever. They got to be able to get there.
Yeah, right.
Which we hate. Just so we're clear, we hate Redbubble
Because they keep some assholes keep stealing the hello.
Yeah, go ahead and get a hoodie with Chaska's own Edward Van Sloan on it.
Because
but if you're
else...
looking for a bargain, you could probably get the $2 one that goes to somebody's account in China, and presumably they don't actually send the product.
That's my guess.
I'm Bill Evenson, and you have joined us for Redbubble Bitching Minute, or I'm sorry, Son of Frankenstein, Minute 16. Mm-hmm. And this is a minute in which
action-packed.
A man has, from last minute, has come to the door, and at the end of the minute, he is completely inside. He is now inside the house.
He knocks 3 times, not on the ceiling, but he does knock 3 times.
Because he wants him. I don't know. Not 3 times. If you want.
There's a really nice, almost Caligari-esque shot of Elsa and running around in the hallway when they hear the pounding on the door.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a really nice. You don't see much of that set, which is a shame because it's the hallway right outside Peter's bedroom, and it's a really cool looking set.
Totally, and I think we actually get more in this extended version.
Oh yeah, there is a couple seconds.
Yeah, there's a few seconds.
Yeah. So there
you're
go.
Right.
Savor that.
It's criminal how little we see of this beautiful angle.
A lot of these sets, they really aren't used to their benefit. So we get Benson walking to the door to let Krog in.
He's kind of running funny, actually. His feet kind of come up a little,
shuffling to get there.
He's a little hopping up.
But it's still a really long take.
Yeah, we don't miss a thing there.
We could have used about half of that maybe and gotten the same effect.
That I might not disagree with you on, especially going minute by minute. This minute has fully 15 to 20% of it taken up with Benson going to the door.
Going to the door, yeah. I think this minute could cut.
Well, that's not true. He also opens the door, which takes a while.
This minute could be like a third.
Yeah,
and it would be just fine.
I knew this would happen.
It'd be 20 seconds long, and it would be just fine.
I will say this minute. I would say this minute could be 50 seconds long because I still like it. We're going to talk a lot about it. We're not done talking.
Oh, I was just going to wrap it up.
You're going to wrap it up.
Tell people to follow us
in the house.
Follow
us on Instagram.
That's basically the whole minute. A guy shows up at the house.
A policeman.
We're getting ahead of us. Yeah,
getting ahead of us. We're already on second 11 or whatever it is, 6 probably. Spoilers.
Yeah, come on now.
6 seconds in.
Stick to the continuity here.
Yeah.
Benson answers the door. Evidently, he has encountered the inspector before because he's hello, Inspector.
Well, or he understands the.
That could be it, but I think the way he says it.
I just gestured at myself, whatever that's called.
The uniform, the regalia.
The regalia.
Which he's festooned in, but
he's covered in genitalia. I'm sorry.
That was in the that's in the Japanese version. Hammer had him. Why not Universal too?
There you go.
And Hammer never really did.
Never did.
Oh, there were rumors. There was they'd be in all these books when I was a kid and Famous Monsters that the Japanese version of Curse of Frankenstein, he's got 3 eyes and blood everywhere, and never happened. They didn't have enough money to shoot one version, let alone another one. There were shots that were cut for U.S. and U.K. that ended up in Japan. Certainly in Dracula, those have been restored now for the most part.
Okay.
But there were never special versions shot. But that was sort of a joke actually around Bray Studios when they were shooting it. Was that this is for the Japanese version?
Sure.
Thinking that it'll get cut out.
Yeah.
That's about all I know about that. No, it's not. I could
That's
go on for an hour.
That's an actual joke in a movie. Where do they say that in the actual movie?
In one of the Hammer films?
No, not in a Hammer film, I don't think. Never mind. I'm never going to think of it. Oh, you know what? I'm probably thinking of Monty Python. I thought this was for the Continental
it's Continental version.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of. This
This
guy knows how to make an entrance.
He does. This is our friend Pinky Atwell.
Pinky Atwell is back.
Pinky Atwell's back, and I think Pinky Atwell gives the best performance other than Lugosi in the whole film. The two of them are the two best performances in the entire film.
I couldn't be happier with how we're starting this week's podcast.
Atwell's great.
I couldn't
Atwell
agree.
is absolutely outstanding. I like him in just about anything he's in.
I like him in just about anything he's in, but I love him here.
He's
this
great
might be
here.
my favorite.
Yeah,
I think this is better than Wax Museum because he's a little, I don't.
He's a little standoffish in Wax Museum, but I think that's the character.
Right.
Murders
It's the role. Absolutely, the role is a big part of why I like him here.
Right. Because he's more of a sympathetic character here, almost completely.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the more sympathetic characters in this film. Yeah, definitely. Because we'll see in a few minutes that Wolf is an asshole to him right out of the gate.
All right, we got a lot to talk about.
Barely says hello to him, and he's a dick. Atwell, if you haven't seen Murders in the Zoo, he's really good in that.
Okay.
And that one, it's on one of those Universal Scream Factory sets. And the first few minutes alone will make your jaw hit the floor. So.
All right. Well, I'll look forward to that.
It's a Paramount pre-code.
I'll lay on the floor so my jaw doesn't
get hurt.
To,
right. Yeah. Paramount pre-code, man. Some of that. You think Universal horrors were with the handful that Paramount did. Murders in the Zoo, Jekyll and Hyde, and Island of Lost Souls. They played fast and loose with the code.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Lost Souls, obviously, and it's like a different style. There's something about the Universal style that's more.
It's European.
More tame.
It's European. It's got that European thing that the Laemmles brought to most everything they did.
Yeah. So it's more the U.S. Style is more crude. I mean that in the best way.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I was trying to think of a better word.
Because Island of Lost Souls is kind of crude. It also has a European style to it because the movie is so much just what's his name talking. Lawton just talking, which works.
Which is fine because it's Lawton. Yeah.
But all the horror elements are kind of crude.
I think crude has a little more of a negative connotation.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's harsher.
Yes.
And certainly Murders in the Zoo is the same way. And I would say the same about the Warner Brothers early 30s horror films that they did. You mentioned Wax Museum, Dr. X. They have an edge to them that the Universal horrors don't.
They're like the Friday the 13th to the Halloween.
No,
Halloween.
I wouldn't give it that. They're like they're like the Universals are like a Mario Bava versus the Warner Brothers and Paramount is like a Dario or Argenta. If you really want to go there.
Boy, I'd have to really give that some thought and maybe watch some movies.
Watch some movies that
like the one that's been sitting here.
A Bay of Blood. How long have you had that?
A Bay of Blood. Not long. Less than 3 months.
It was here last time I was here.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. That's why.
And you were going to watch it then.
Yep. I've ripped it. I've ripped both versions, and I'm ready. They're ready to go.
So you rip these things. You really don't even need the
disc.
The disc anymore after that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take it.
No, I want it.
No, I've got my Amazon cart. There's like 12 Mario Bava films ready to go, and we just moved, and it's absolute chaos. So till that calms down,
I completely understand. Yeah. One of the first things I did was screw these little 1x6s into this thing.
My office is now 20 by 12,
and it used to be.
It used to be about the size of this.
Okay.
So I'm building bookcase after bookcase.
Is this all going to go in the podcast? Because you have to now say how big this room is. Otherwise, people will think we're in a little...
What is this, like 8 by 10 or something?
The guy knows how to make an entrance. The whole house comes running to see what the fuck is going on.
What the hell's going on?
Except Peter and the Tyroleans.
Yeah, the Tyroleans don't give a shit.
Yeah, the Tyroleans know how to...
Maybe they're hiding. They're hiding because their immigration status.
Oh, that could be.
It could be INS.
I was just saying they know how to mind their own business, and then I said it as a joke, and then it occurs to me, well, that kind of makes sense given what we know already, which is they couldn't get anybody other than Tyroleans. Tyroleans are like, I don't give a fuck. Make monsters, doesn't matter. You can have vampires and wolfmen running around. I don't care.
Give a shit.
What is a mummy gonna strangle me? That's fine. Give me how much? What's the pay?
Now, the mummy is the one thing you won't encounter.
Yeah, true. That's true. In this universe, there are no mummies. True. There's even an invisible man.
There is.
The rarely spotted,
rarely seen
invisible man. That is such a terrible joke. I'm not even sure I get it.
The Baron is in, I know. He says with very, very authoritative.
Authoritative, yes.
Yes.
And fucking great. Yep. And Benson says,
yeah, but...
Yes, but...
Yeah.
And before...
Oh my God, you just have an idea?
I turned that all down. I thought I turned it up. Before he's even finished saying yes, but, you can see that Krogh has decided that
like,
whatever
"Fuck you."
answer it is,
I don't give a
this is not the answer I'm looking for. And I
he
love
just
that.
strides forward without even waiting for
He
a
completely
reply.
commands attention.
Yeah.
That's such a great... I mean, it's really kind of weird that we've seen Krogh already.
Yeah,
in
and
that
he
other
didn't
scene.
really make much of an impression because he was
Kinda.
just sort of off to the side.
He was, in a very slight way, the voice of reason in the other scene.
Yeah, very slight.
Very slightly.
Here, he just strides in like he owns the place.
Totally.
And he owns the film at this point.
Yeah, that's right.
Until Lugosi shows up, he owns the film.
Yeah, they never appear in the same scene together.
I don't believe they do.
I mean,
that's odd. It's odd, but
that's probably great.
Yeah.
It's probably a strength of this film.
Yeah, I often wonder what Benson was going to say that he didn't get to finish. He's in, but he doesn't want anything to do with you. Or
yes, but you just can't come barging
can't come
in here.
waltzing in like you own the fucking place.
Yep, not interested.
Nope,
not the answer I was looking for.
Screw you.
And then we cut to Amelia and Elsa way up on a mountain.
Yeah, they're precariously perched on the top of the stairway on the mountain.
Yeah.
One of them leans like an inch or two more forward. They're plummeting to their death.
Totally.
Just like the guy in Curse of Frankenstein. Then Cushing pushes
that's
over.
right.
Yeah.
There you go. We just need Peter Cushing, and we can get rid of Amelia.
Hey,
you name it.
You put Peter Cushing in anything, and I'm there.
That's right.
Yeah, and Amelia is surprised that it's a policeman.
A policeman.
They just got there. I don't see it as a thing. He's introducing himself.
Yeah.
You know, this is the Baron who's moved in to the baronial estate. It would only make sense. I just am curious why Krogh wasn't at the train station with everybody else.
My assumption, that's interesting. My assumption is that he was, but he didn't speak to...
Didn't introduce himself.
Right.
He wanted to make this grandiloquent entrance and assert his authority. Is that what?
Oh, I like that actually.
That actually makes sense.
I wasn't on there. I
just
there.
thought
You
of it.
went there,
I just
and now
thought
I
of
like it a lot.
I just thought of it just now.
I
and
think
that
it
actually
really fits.
works. Yeah,
it
works
fits really well. I mean, I could sort of see that. You could see that scene playing out, and then they just cut to Krogh sort of in the
sort
corner,
of lurking
looking.
off, like
just watching. Yep.
Well,
cool.
when I re-edit it,
you just made the movie better.
See. So yeah, her surprise I think is a little odd, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. It's quick.
It's quick. Yeah, it's just Yeah, I mean, previous to spending intimate time with these, I never gave it a second thought. It's just now going through it, looking for things. It's like, well, why is she so concerned that there's a policeman there? But I don't give a shit.
I mean, it establishes that. I guess just that 2 seconds or whatever establishes that nobody was expecting him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. We're really nitpicking over something absolutely inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
That's if there's something we don't tolerate on Frankenstein Minute, it's nitpicking.
That's right. Absolutely forbidden. Krogh introduces himself, stepping over one bearskin rug on the floor, only to encounter another one a few feet away. Both of them are oddly, they stick out.
Yeah.
I think the one in front of the fireplace, sure, that's where I would put a bearskin rug.
Yeah.
But the one in the foyer, just outside the door of the library, is really odd.
Yeah, it is, and to me it looks like I wonder if we actually mentioned that too before, but
I don't listen to this fucking thing, so I have no idea what we've talked about.
To me, it looks like they did the set, and the director Roland came in and said,
Raleigh.
I don't know, we need something like right here. So we need some more right here in the frame.
Something that is a trip hazard.
Well, it's terrible. I mean,
I just wonder how many outtakes.
You picture it in the house, but you also picture it in real life in the studio. You got to think, my God, that's a danger.
Many outtakes are where people tripping over these things, trying to,
Well, what I thought was odd too was when he comes in the door, there's just nothing but banana peels. Did you see all those banana peels?
Right, yeah. That was an odd directorial choice too.
But that's a good movie. I think
there was a scene cut that explained they show Benson eating bananas.
He really likes bananas.
He needs his potassium.
No better way to get potassium in 1939
than eating 7 or 8 bananas.
Yep. Maybe a plantain.
A
just
plantain.
To mix it up.
Oh my God.
Oh man! Here you were thinking this was going to be a 5-minute episode.
I'm going to curse us when I edit this.
75 minutes.
Sure, it's as long as the movie.
We haven't even gotten 15 seconds into this minute.
No, and he introduces himself and he manipulates his false arm in a way that would make Kenny Mars proud. I think
it was bound to come up, so we might as well talk about it. I don't know.
Kenny Mars was bound to come up, or the arm itself.
Absolutely, the arm was going to. The Kenny Mars part, though.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you want to say what that is?
Kenneth Mars plays Inspector Kemp in Young Frankenstein. That is as great as Atwill is in this and steals most scenes he's in. Mars does the same thing to Young Frankenstein, I think. He is
I wouldn't quite go that
brilliantly
far, but he's great.
funny. He and Feldman. So it's the Inspector and
Right.
Igor
good point.
steal the film.
That's a good point. Well, there you go. I mean, okay, so
there's a correlation.
Maybe it bears repeating over and over again. But that's how I came to this film, was having already seen Young Frankenstein a dozen times.
Oh, sure.
It's amazing to see it, to see that is so closely tailored after the
this.
other. At least the physicality. I also like that Mars does the accent.
The accent is
Krog doesn't even, or Atwill, Pinky doesn't even try. Which
is
nobody's
fine.
tried
No, it's
to
fine.
do that.
No, it's fine. But yeah, Kemp with that accent. Well, he does. It's a holdover
What's
from
the one
producers.
that he repeats over and over again? No, there's something he says.
Following in his father's footsteps. What? Footsteps. Oh, footsteps.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, he
makes it his own in that.
Oh, absolutely. He owns that role. You know, it's sort of he took the character from the producers, because he's the playwright who wrote Springtime for Hitler in the producers.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Tom left. All right. Well, back
to
just me. I say back to just me like the podcast used to be just me.
It started. and he exaggerates it even further beyond what he did in the producers.
Okay.
And it's pretty broad in the producers. And in both instances, absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
And then he went on.
I feel like you like it more than I do. I feel like when he enters the movie in Young Frankenstein, it goes to a different place, which isn't a bad thing.
Because that movie goes to so many different places anyway.
True. So it works. It's fine. But when he comes on, actually, I get a little bit put off, I think.
Oh, no, I think he's an absolute delight.
He goes somewhere else than where the movie was before.
No, he's an absolute delight. And like I said,
maybe I need to watch it again.
Inspector Kemp and Igor steal that film like Inspector Krog and Igor steal this film.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's what I don't agree with.
Okay.
I think that film does just fine.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Teri, Garr,
everybody in it is outstanding.
Marty Feldman, though, I'll give you.
Oh, Marty Feldman,
gigantic.
Could sit in a chair.
Looms large over Young Frankenstein, no question.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good point. Over a lot of things, and he's not in this movie.
No, sometimes to its detriment. I visited his grave out in L.A.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did it smell like smoke?
It should have. It's permeating.
It's still smoking.
Still seeping up through the ground. His and Keaton's were like next to each other.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because he was his idol.
I didn't
Buster
know that.
was Marty's idol. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I call him Buster and Marty like I knew them.
So that ratcheting, it's like I call it a ratcheting.
Yeah, that's
sound.
exactly what it is. It's like I think it's just a ratchet wrench that they recorded and foleyed in whenever he's moving. I don't think it was live on the set.
I don't either.
It sounds like it's added post-production.
Well, that'd be weird if it was live on set.
Yeah.
Because it's his arm.
It's his arm, and I don't know if he has later on.
Like
he
has something.
He has something on it to facilitate a gag that comes up. But
good point.
But his mastery in doing it as an actor, he looks like a guy who has had a false arm all his life since he was 4 or 5, and knows how to work this thing.
That's a good point.
And when he
don't do it. It's an audio podcast.
When he
Let me get the video out.
Yep. When he jerks it up, it is rigid. His concentration to do that.
It's a good thing it's not a video podcast. The penis jokes are just flying left and right when he ratchets it up.
When his arm is when it's
fully erect, it's really powerful.
Oh God! I drove all the way from.
Is it a longer drive? How much longer?
It's only about 4 miles.
Tom moved
about 4 miles more northwest than we were, so it just
adds a
few miles on the freeway.
Minutes.
Yeah.
All right. It's really great to hear you effusive in your praise of not just Atwill but Krog.
Yeah.
I had written that Krog is just such a great addition to the Universal Frankenstein series.
Yes.
He's just crucial to making this film the success that it is.
Yes.
And I'll have more to say about him. We're going to talk about him quite a bit.
He comes up quite often, yeah. Yeah, it's almost a shame because Atwill is in every Frankenstein film after this, up until House of Dracula.
Okay.
When she died prior to its release, I believe.
I'm so bad at this. Who is he in House of Frankenstein?
He's the mayor in the first part that has nothing to do with the rest of it. It's all those people that you're like
of
Sieg
course.
Ruman and
Yeah.
Peter Coe and these people that you no idea who they are.
That's gonna be great.
They're in it for like 15 minutes and then they're
I look
gone.
forward to that. That's
that film
House
is
of Frankenstein is the opposite of this movie.
Yes, exactly.
It's an anthology in a way.
Basically, it's 3 or 4 stories all jammed together and really, really fast.
So you said it's 3 or 4 stories, and I said yeah, thinking no, it isn't, but it is.
'Cause you got-
even though you have the same characters through a lot of it.
Yeah.
Huh. I am glad to see you. Well, maybe I don't know if we want to talk about that ratcheting sound more, but
Well, it's great.
I did
it's
watch,
great.
I do like to show Jackie
addition
these.
to it is a little detail.
Yes.
It's like C-3PO, the little servo motor sound effect when he moves.
Exactly.
Or even in Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Uh-oh.
As wonky as that is.
When the headstone falls over and it's
there's no they edited out the thud.
Big thud.
Yeah, no, it's whenever you see the Tor and Vampira, there's this meep, 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 this sort of raspy little meep sound effect that he, spend no time at all lighting the cemetery set, but fuss over that in post-production.
That's a really interesting point, because when you're shooting, it's a little bit more stressful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Pre and post-production are usually when you really do the creative stuff. And
right.
Production itself is when you back up the semi full of compromises.
Yeah, that's if there's any artwork mankind has ever created, humankind has ever created to best exemplify that, I think it's our podcast.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is the worst part of it right here.
Yeah, you guys should really see the note-taking,
sitting here in the
preparation.
Dark. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the
testing
process.
the mics, and then the editing at the end.
Yeah, otherwise it's just 2 old men sitting in the dark talking to each other.
Disaster. It was so sad.
I think it's interesting that when
I weep, and people don't even realize how much I weep.
No, it's taken its toll. That's for sure. This podcast has taken years off my life.
God, who thought we had years to spare?
It's funny that when Krogh says he's from the district police and he's doing his arm thing, watch Benson because he raises his eyebrows.
Yeah,
he's like, oh.
He does. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he is surprised by.
I agree. That's what I mean. It's weird.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that.
I'm saying I think it might be bad.
Edgar Norton was just trying to steal the scene or something.
Yeah.
Was upstaging. I'm not sure.
It's fine. It's quick.
It's quick, but he just like, oh.
What I noticed is that he continues to sort of stare down Krogh for the rest of the scene, and that bothered me at first. And then when I watched it again, I thought, okay, actually, what it looks like is he's waiting for Wolf to give him the order to
boot this guy
out of the house. And when I look at it from that standpoint,
then it makes sense.
It kind of makes sense that Benson's like, is it this fucking guy? And he should be like that.
Yeah,
he's been mistreated by this guy.
He said, no.
I got one job, buddy.
Yeah,
and you are fucking up my shit.
Yep.
That's in the Japanese version.
This fucking guy.
Oh, then I kind of think it's weird that Wolf says, "I am glad to see you, Inspector."
Yeah,
which is exactly what he said to Benson.
Yeah, like, sort of his stock
lack of humanity.
Pat answer to just placate.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
so this movie is
you.
called Son of Frankenstein, and the least sympathetic character might be the son of Frankenstein.
No, that's been my point all along.
Yes.
Yeah, Wolf is an asshole.
Wolf is an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no argument.
I think we'll see that coming up quite.
Well, he gets worse. I'll say this: he's a big part of what makes the movie successful. I think is the progression. That progression for Wolf, and some people don't see it. Some people watch the movie and go, "Yeah, he's terrible. I hate Rathbone."
I don't think he's terrible. I think there's not a huge amount of growth up until like the very last 2 seconds. But
no, I don't mean that. I mean he goes crazier.
Yeah,
he starts out a little bit more calm and goes
It's like
nuts.
Jack Torrance in The Shining.
Or it's more like what's her name? Olive Oil from The Shining.
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, she's high-strung to start with and just has to ratchet that up by 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Much to her health's detriment, apparently.
I can't imagine that you just... Or even... Yeah, I don't know. Like, what happened to Margot Kidder? Did Richard Donner... Richard Donner say,
just pushing too hard.
Is there like Vivian Donner's documentary
of Donner just berating her?
Yep.
So of this episode, 10% is about Son of Frankenstein.
We got a long way to go.
Oh, not in this minute.
I like the amount of screen time that is spent on Krogh getting his cape off.
Do you?
I do. It establishes something to me. Maybe first of all, I should say it's sleeveless. I don't really get. It looks like it's sleeveless.
It does
to me, the way
look
it comes
like
off,
it's
which
a
is bizarre,
poncho.
kind of weird. Like
Is
a
it-
poncho? Okay.
Is it a real poncho or a Sears poncho?
Is this-
Oh, it's Frank Zappa. Sorry.
don't know.
The Frank Zappa
Yeah,
reference
totally.
there for anybody out
Totally
there who
not.
gives a shit.
But I like it because it's clear that he is a disabled person.
Yes. Yes. So
It's
he
also
awkwardly
clear
has
that
to do it with his left hand. And,
Yep, it's clear that he's a disabled person,
Yeah. 'Cause
and
it's sort of an awkward.
it's very awkward, and it's also very clear that he's a proud person.
Right.
So he is allowing Benson to take his cape because that's a thing that
That's
happens.
the thing that butlers do.
That's a thing butlers do. But
But he's not allowing Benson to help him take
kind
it
of,
off.
yeah. It's all very. I think it's all very well done in that sense. So he
Well,
turns.
even the way he hands Benson his cap
yes.
is very proud or authoritative.
Yep.
You know, it
Sort
just
of-
speaks volumes about who this guy is.
Yes.
Just that simple gesture of snapping that hat at him like that.
Yep. And then he puts something else in the hat.
There's glove, I think.
I also think it must be his glove, but I went back to minute 15.
Okay.
He walks up at the end of minute 15 and clangs the thing, and he doesn't have a glove on. Like, when did he take this? Doesn't matter.
And how would he have taken
Because
it?
but that's what I was going back to look for. Was did he do it with his
Bites it.
mouth?
He
I kind of
bites it off.
pictured maybe he would
That's
do it with
what-
his
yeah.
mouth, but I think the movie doesn't want to give him that.
Something
doesn't
that
want to embarrass
awkward.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
make
that
it awkward.
Yeah.
And it's just all great. It's so funny that we're talking about this minute where nothing particularly happens, but I
we're-
love
we're
everything
already-
that happened. And
I got to get going
yeah,
now.
no
so-
kidding. We're done here. It's all in the service of establishing Pinky's entrance to the film.
Yeah, no,
even though he's already been in
He's
it.
already been introduced, but this is really his real entrance into
Yeah.
the film, I think. That first scene with the council, that could go easily.
True.
You wouldn't lose much of anything because it's all reiterated later.
Well, okay, we've already done some of this, and we'll
Yeah,
probably do a
we'll
lot
do
more
a
of
little
it.
more.
If you want to talk about what could go, maybe the whole movie could go. It's just,
Certainly, yeah.
I think this is a particularly good.
Yeah, like when I said, this minute could be cut down to 20 seconds. Obviously, it was exaggerating because
Yeah.
there's just a lot of crossing back and forth that doesn't need to be there. But all of this, I think, as slow as it is to unfold, it really establishes who Krogh is.
Exactly.
Even when Wolf invites him over to the fire at the very end of the minute, and he goes right up to it and he warms his left hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's a really nice
Yeah.
moment, and he
Yeah.
stays that way throughout most of the next minute.
Yes. He also, I don't know what to do with this, but he introduces himself as Inspector Krogh of the District Police.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that how people are? Is that a thing?
He's Inspector Lookout of the Yard. another Monty Python reference for you out there. A few minutes
that
later.
would have been a really good. We'll save it. Cut that out. We'll use that one again in a couple weeks.
Few minutes later, Lookout of the Yard.
In about 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Thought it would be fun to run a newspaper.
Follow us on Minesweeper.
Yeah, we're on there.
Probably on
it's
there.
an Easter egg somewhere. Is that a thing? I don't.
Follow us. No, I'm sure that's not a thing.
I don't have any idea. What,
But you can follow us at any number of places. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, email, YouTube, Reddit.
You can follow us to work in the morning.
We have a
You can,
Reddit.
Really?
Yeah, I've been really neglectful of the Reddit.
I've been remiss.
So I've started-
This is the first I've heard of it.
Well,
so
I've started being more
proactive,
Reddit.
more
Yeah.
Reddit.
And
ready.
the last one I posted, the person said, "Subscribed. Thank you so much for sharing this podcast," or something.
Oh,
It's
really?
a classic horror group on Reddit.
Okay. So you post the
No, one
episode,
guy.
or do you post?
I
other-
posted a link to YouTube, the YouTube
Oh, okay.
link. That one's easy to post to,
that's
and
easy,
I feel like it's
yeah.
easy for people to click on and
Yeah.
whatever.
And you can watch the bad subtitling if you want.
That's right. Whatever. Yeah. All right. Follow us on YouTube.